I create this video to answer one of the questions on how to extract table from a website. So I created this small automation activity, and just to show you how I can extract a table from a page. This is a public website, so you can even try to reproduce this if you want to learn how to do this. This is a Yahoo crypto, and basically I'm retrieving this in a data table object in RPA, ServiceNOW RPA. Once I have this as a data table, I can navigate through a table pretty much like I do from if I query a database. The first few steps of the activity there is navigate through that page, wait for that page to be loaded. I'm doing just simple verification, making sure the page is open, and then I'm getting the table. The thing you are interested in, from what I see from your question, is how I got that table, right? So here, once you have those, you navigate through the web page, you can capture here, and I think I'm using, actually, let's see what I'm using there. In my global object test website. Yeah, I'm just using the Chromium connector. And this, then you can put the name for that website. Yeah, it's the connector. And then I've done right click, like we've done in the lab. It's always the same technique. Right click, configure, refresh, make sure I can see. I have two tabs open in Chrome, so I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Actually, let me close one so it's less confusing. I'll just keep one open with that page. Just want to show you how I extract the table. Right click, configure. First, I went there in my toolbox, if I'm not mistaken, and I put drag and drop the Chromium connector in my global object, right? And then if you don't see that connector, you go in View, Plugin Manager, and you install it. Chromium, install it. Once you've done that, you can add it to your global object there, put a name, a URL, and once you reach that point, you'll see some method like navigate. That's what I'm using to navigate through the website. Here, drag and drop, put the URL. And then it's stuff you need to learn in training, like the wait for create, the is created, all those verifications. It's always the same for any automation. So this is something really you need to go through the training and learn how to do this. But for the table extraction, so once I'm able to navigate through the page, I'm going back on here, right click, configure, refresh, make sure I find the page. It's there, it's actually, so now I can see it there. If I do refresh, the table is already there because I already extracted it, but I'm gonna extract it for you so you can see. Right click, capture elements, same thing we've done in our lab. Then I go through the table and you can see I can select with my mouse different object from that page. The trick is to click Control and click the plus sign, or you don't even have to click Control actually. Click the plus sign. So it's gonna navigate. If you understand the HTML structure of a page, you can navigate through a different object of that HTML page. So the line tr, the table body, until you see table. If you see table there, you can see my table. As doing this, then you capture as a table object everything. This is a trick. I moved my mouse, so now I have to redo it again. So I think you can press Control to prevent that. But anyway, I'm not gonna do it. I just click there and plus, and then I exit. Now I have a table object there. If I refresh, I have a table object, and that's pretty much it. I can refresh this one. You should be able to see it. Yeah. If there is multiple tables, for some reason you're not picking it up, sometimes you have to modify the filter, the match attribute. Here there's an index of 0 for that table, so it's picking up correctly anyway. So I close this. Once you've done that, you'll see your table here as your table there. So if I go back to my example, if I click on crypto table, I have method to do things with that table. Get table, for example. Set element. All right, so that's what I'm doing here. I'm using the get table from that object. So I'm drag and drop the get table here, and then I configure. It returned the data table object, something to learn also in RPA. Data table object can come from an Excel spreadsheet, an HTML, or even from a mainframe connector, anything that you want to deal with as a table, as a data table format. You can store it in a data table object. This gives you the ability to loop over that object, and pretty much like it's a database. So that's why here I'm setting that object as a data table here, and then I'm navigating through that table, basically building that query. So once I create my data table object there, I believe here in my global object, I put the data table model. So you need to put the data table connector to be able to do that. So data table, sorry about that, wrong thing. If I go to my connector, you drag and drop the table and you put it there and you put a name. Yeah, just call it data table model. This expose method to retrieve those data table objects, navigate through the data table object. So because I've done that, I'm able to then get the data table object there, set the table, retrieve the output from the HTML page, setting in there and navigating through it. All those methods are available once you put the data table object connector. Here I'm hard coding, okay, I want you to retrieve that object that has a match, that text match this Bitcoin currency, whatever the name it is. And then the column index and the row index, etc., etc. And I put this in a global variable, the result. See, you got the result there. Last thing I do, I'm writing in the console just for test purpose. Actually, I'm gonna rerun it, and I should be able to write in the console. Maybe I didn't put that step correctly, but you get the idea, I guess. Okay, run from here. It's opening the tab. It's gonna open the. It's probably done already. So I'm gonna see. So if I look, you return true. So I mean it was able to locate that tab that was created and open. Then you return the data table. Right, and I can click preview data. You can see the structure of that table because I went to capture that element at the table, so he converted it. Then because I have a data table type of object there, I put it in a data table object so I can manipulate it. Now in memory, in that object, I can navigate through it and make a query to get the object I need from that data table. So it's pretty flexible. And then I can display it here, I don't know. Yeah, I'm displaying in the console the value for that cryptocurrency. And I took the first column. Yeah, this one. So hopefully that helped. If you are stuck doing this, let me know. But the trick is to capture as a table, making sure when you do the capture, you capture as a table. I'm going to show it again. Here, it needs to be a table type when you capture the element. Capture. You go there, click the blue arrow until you see table. That's the trick. And then you use the data table connector to put that output in a data table object. All right, hope that helped you.